Yay, we're good to go. Done a little pre-record just in case we had sound issues, but we don't. So I would like a collective message from the fairy realm for this full moon in Cancer, culmination of closing out what's being brought to light, opportunities for our highest timeline, protection of the highest level. What would the fairy realm like us to know on this full moon, wolf moon? The tide is high, but I'm holding on. I'm gonna be your number one. Collective message from the fairy realms. What is the highest timeline for the collective? What opportunities do we have to do healing, to, gateways, timeline shifts? I had a very strange dream last night that I actually woke up and grabbed something to give to Sophia up above my head. Don't know what that is. Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is the completion. Ten of Swords is like the end of. The end of possibly some healing. The end of feeling betrayed, feeling stabbed in the back. When we see the Ten of Swords in the tarot, it is literally backstabbing. It's like, and it's healing. Whenever we kind of shift from one timeline to another, it pisses people off. Let's not fuck around. And we get swords thrown. But it can also represent our own healing of taking those swords out of the back and saying no more. No more. The other card is like lying on the floor with the 10 swords in the back, but it's the end of. Number 10 is the end of. And bottom of the deck, we've got the 6 of Wands, so there's victory here. Victory here in completing of that 10 of Swords. I no longer have or surround myself with people, places, situations or mindsets that might cause me pain in my back. Wounds from the past are being closed out. This is victory and success. Time to shine. He's holding up this egg with the dragon in it. It's a victory march. It's time in the spotlight. It's a movement from the 10 to the 6 of Wands. Let's get some more. How's the sound? I did do a little pre-record and it seemed to come out okay. But 10s are always completions, and it might be, the end of sorrow. It feels like old wounds, old patterns, closing out of betrayal, backstabbing. She's got all these little thorns in her and she feels tied, but she's looking at that rose, that blue rose, and it's got illumination around it. It's got this white glow around it, like it's bringing something to light. There's illumination around this. This is dead. It's gone. It's withered. And then victory, success, moving forward, moving on to calmer waters. Triumph over the 10 of Swords. Triumph over sabotage. Triumph over betrayal. give me something on the Ten of Swords. I really hope the sound's okay. Divination. So divination is what I'm doing here. Divination is diving into the unseen, using the third eye, using all the resources that we have available to us. We have so many resources. We have the signs that we get given just by walking down the road. The other day I got green flag, go, instead of red flag. Divination. I need my glasses. I do this every time. Let me try. Embrace your power of divination, which are especially strong right now. You have the ability to see your current situation with crystal clear clarity. She is sitting in front of the fire and she's gazing into the flames. She's actually got this deck in front of her. So it's a good time to get out your cards, look into your dreams. It's yellow, so it's solar plexus. It's really sort of like I am, really strong in the solar plexus area. She's got candles lit beside her, and underneath that we have abundance, which again goes in hand with this victory, success, time to shine, abundance. Prepare yourself for income in abundance. Release any mental blocks you may have in fairyland and human land. There is enough abundance for everyone. So that's shifting that mindset from lack to I have everything I need. Now this is pink, so this is in the heart space as well. And the energy of lack is in the heart space. It's like, oh, I wish I had. Oh, I don't have enough. It's changing that thought pattern. And that Ten of Swords could be the end of. Swords are thoughts as well. So they're either thoughts projected at you, which comes in the form of psychic attack, which is what the Ten of Swords represents. But it could be the end of self-sabotaging ourselves in the mind space by saying, I don't have enough. There's an end of a healing here. There's abundance coming in, and we've got the Six of Wands. Triumphant success. Time to shine. Get these out, see what this has got to say. Still getting used to this little lisp of mine. It does make me laugh. So, give me something on the Ten of Swords and divination. And you could use divination, dreams, cards, runes, candles. There's so many forms of divination to find out what this Ten of Swords could possibly be. But I do feel like it's the end of a healing period. It's like I've been stabbed in the back so many times. I'm going to heal from it all. I'm going to remove anyone, anything, any situation that may actually, that isn't in for my highest timeline, which isn't in the vibration of this Six of Wands, time to shine. I'm picking up on quite a high pitch today, so I'm really hoping it's not coming through on the mic. If someone's there, would you let me know about the sound? So give me something on the Ten of Swords and divination. Flew. Transform. It's an 8. Strangely enough, I woke up with 0808 this morning, And it talks of endings and beginnings, but the 8 is like this infinity sign. And it's like, do not fear the end of, because the end of is a transformation from the old. Let me just show you the card. It's kind of like brown, so I'd say it's very earth-like. She's looking in this, what do they call those? She's looking at herself in this dome of protection. It's almost like a miniature version of herself sat underneath a tree. And she's got all these elements around her, loads of butterflies. So there is some form of transformation going on from this 10 of Swords into this abundance energy, into this, I'm going to use what it is that I've learned. My higher self is going to teach me what I can't see to grow out of this protection of dome, whatever you want to call it. We're going to get some more of that, but transform with reawakening at the bottom. Reawakening at the bottom. Let's go for more. Divination. Using your skills, your third eye, your dreams, to suss out this 10 of Swords, to transform from. This 10 of Swords could also be like victim energy. It's like, oh my God, I've been stabbed in the back so many times. I'm lacking trust. I'm lacking trust, which is why I've built this little dome around me. I'm protected in this dome. I've got my tree, but it's almost like a shrunken version of oneself. And it's almost like the higher self is saying, look, come out here. You know, there's all this. This is you. You are bigger than that. Let's get some more on this 10 of Swords. Divination and transform. Transforming from the lessons of the healing of the 10 of Swords. But 10 is definitely a completion. Give me something on the 10 of Swords, divination and transform. 10 of Swords, divination and transform. With reawaken. 9 of Pentacles. So the 9 of Pentacles is, I am content. Look at her, she's asleep. I have enough. I'm happy being single. I have enough. I can close my eyes. I can rest. This is a single person doing their own thing, creating their own pentacles, happy on their, you know, look, she's asleep and everyone's comfortable around her because she's self-reliant. And we've got the 9 of Cups. So 2 9s. The 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment. The 9 of Cups is there's a wish coming in or a manifestation coming in, but this is I have created or filled 9 cups. If you imagine you've got your cups in front of you, which is in your heart space, and I have filled each of my 9 cups with things that I love doing. I don't do anything unless it fills my heart space. And it has put me in this 9 of Pentacles energy, which is I am self-sufficient. I'm not codependent on anything outside of myself, which then brings in this another wish fulfillment. Now, the bottom of the deck, we've got the 2 of Swords. So the 2 of Swords is going back and forth in the mind space on a decision. So it could be like Two of Swords in yourself. Can I do it? Can't I do it? Should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? Can I trust this rose? Now because it's in a bubble as well, it's only a thought. So the Two of Swords is back and forward on a thought. It's almost like a crossroads. We always have two choices of one, what we think creates our reality, and two, what choices we make creates our reality. So I love that, the lights on it. So the Two of Swords is back and forth, back and forth. It's crossroads time. Let's get some more. Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, transform, and divination. Using that, I mean, I would say divination is like the high priestess. She's using her third eye, she's using her dream, she's using all the skills that she's been given, staring into the fire, moving away from this Ten of Swords into Nine of Pentacles. I am surrounded by abundance. I am content on my own. Is this a single person? And when you are in that space of being happy and content on your own, then it's normally when your wish fulfillments come through. Cool, that's quite a lot. Okay, so we've got Ten of Cups, Ten of Cups, Ten of Swords. That's completion. I have 10 cups. They are filled with everything that I love, all coming from the heart space. This could be family, home, relationships, work, friends, just this deep feeling of contentment and happiness. 10 of Cups. It can also represent family, you know, generational. Now we've got the Three of Pentacles and strength. So the Three of Pentacles is bringing three things together with the Queen of Cups. I'm going a bit quick, aren't I? The Queen of Cups at the bottom. I would say like the full moon in Cancer would really bring out the Queen of Cups energy. She doesn't create. She doesn't chase. She creates. She sits pretty in her emotions. She manifests from her heart space. Every single move she makes is from the heart space. She follows her dreams. She follows the signs. She's happy and content with being in her emotions. And she's sitting pretty. And she is full of abundance. Now, we've got the King of Pentacles here. The King of Pentacles can represent a male figure, a father figure, a grandfather figure. But again, this is somebody who has worked hard to create really strong foundations, really secure in himself. He's in purple, so he's a bit of a protector. He is in charge of kingdoms. He's created his own kingdom. The thing about the King of Pentacles, if we're looking at it energetically, is the security that is needed in the actual chakras on a root level. I've mastered how to create my own kingdoms by going out into the world and actually doing shit. And not only am I doing it for myself, but I'm doing it to make sure that everybody around me is happy and content. He does what he says on the tin. Trustworthy, loyal. It could represent a father figure. It could represent actually feeling like this Three of Pentacles coming down is some abundance is coming in three different forms. Now, the Three of Pentacles can be three people getting together to work together, or 3 gifts coming online that is going to bring in this abundance. See how they're both looking up into the sky, bringing in this abundance, creating. Could you let me know if the sound's all right? I don't know who's online. But 3 of Pentacles, dropping 3 Pentacles into her lap. So maybe 3 gifts coming in. Now, they could be coming in from somebody who has passed over, a father, a grandfather, or it's just this business person who has seen this gift in you that is saying, right, let's get together, let's collaborate, let's move things forward. It's going to create the 10 of Cups, but it's because you've gone into this 9 of Cups. I am self-sufficient. I'm not codependent. I am content. I am sitting in abundance. I'm happy on my own. And it's bringing in this 9 of Cups. From the 10 of Swords, this has taken a lot of strength. Strength in the mental space. Strength to overcome possibly the 10 of Swords, being stabbed in the back, or old wounds. But the strength has come from, 1, not reacting, just responding. Having strong boundaries. She's on top of the dragon, so she's in charge. Having strong boundaries, speaking your truth, standing firm in your beliefs. This is what has created this transformation from being inside this dome and feeling like, you know, there's a need for protection, to actually the higher self saying, you're larger than that. You're bigger than that. Look what's out here. There's illumination around that as well. So this is all under the moon. And then into the Queen of Cups. Poetry, romance, you know, like really using divination, using the imagination to bring in the reality that you want. Let's get some more. Let's get some more. A reawakening after the 10 of Swords, end of the Hermit, and then the King of Wands. So the Hermit talks about going inward. It's not isolation. It's just looking in oneself, going inward to find the light, maybe through books, through learning, through dreams. It's finding this illumination in periods of isolation, a little bit of detachment, a little bit of 9 of Pentacles, you know, not being codependent on anybody or anything outside of yourself, feeling that contentment and coming out with this new knowledge. This is knowledge. This is enlightenment into this new transformation. It did take some strength. Now, the King of Wands has mastered. He's gone in, he's done his shadow work. In the divine masculine, it is, I'm going to go into the world and I am going to create. I've got this wonder. Look, he's just about to get off his toadstool. He's like, I have got this idea. I've got this fire in my belly. He's very, you know, passionate. He's got this fire. He wants to get out in the world and start creating new things. We are going to now go to, I'm going to use the Druid tarot, just to get some background on this. Three of Pentacles. They feel like gifts coming in. And it's going to be a wish fulfillment. After a period of healing from the Ten of Swords. Justice. Weighing up the scales. Justice, like I talked about the other day, is I have this sword of truth. I have these scales in my hand. The scales represent weighing up the heart against the feather. How much are you carrying with you? How much of this Ten of Swords have you actually let pierce your heart space? And looking at these cards, it's like not very much. It's almost like it's done. Ten of Cups is I've fulfilled my heart space. I've got 10 cups and I've filled them with everything that I love doing. People around me, thought patterns, whatever. So justice comes along with this wisdom and actually cuts away anything that no longer serves us and puts everything back in balance. Everything needs to have this equal balance of one being balanced in truth, one being balanced in justice, being balanced in authenticity, being balanced, that is what the Justice card represents. We've got the Ace of Wands at the bottom. So the Ace of Wands is like this brand new, I've gone in, I've done some healing, I've done some shadow work in the dark, I've cleared out, I've healed from these Ten of Swords, and I have this new wand, which is on fire. I'm going to use this wand. I'm going to look at how illuminated it is. And again, it's in the solar plexus area. So it's like I'm going to take this wand. I'm going to go out into the world. I'm going to start a new business. I'm going to use my divination that I have learned from this period of Ten of Swords to create abundance, and gifts come in. I am justice. Justice doesn't have to be something that's outside of ourselves. Strength, again, in red, so it's root chakra. So it's standing in the strength of, I know what justice is. I stand for justice. I am the one who decides, what balances my scales, nobody else. And I have this sword to actually cut ties with anything that no longer serves me. Strength, again. Four of Cups, there would have been a little bit of dissatisfaction. All these cups are spilt over. So there was emptiness somewhere, boredom, not getting any cups filled from a situation, which has caused this. It's taken two lots of strength we've got here. And then justice, demanding justice. The higher self demanding justice, which is the transformation. That fell out on the Ten of Cups. So we have the rebirth, which is the reawakening. This is the death of. I am closing out a cycle. Now they call it judgment. And judgment is like, it sounds like being judged, but it's actually the wake-up call. There's a wake-up call that goes, right, okay, what isn't serving you? You need to die of a part of you that possibly was being victimized or still in a healing process, the death of, and then a rebirth, coming out of the tomb, reborn like the rabbit, like it's spring. But that's the reawakening with the Four of Wands at the bottom. We had the Four of Wands the other day. So again, this is creating solid foundations based on trust, respect, that fire burning in the middle. Maybe 4 people coming together, but it's security. These wands are like protection, and it's like no one's coming in, because this I've created within myself. These are my solid foundations of whatever it is that you've decided are your solid foundations. You will not accept anything else. Calling the Justice card. Anything else? Strength, rebirth, justice. Strength, rebirth, justice. We've got the Devil on there, so there could have been some codependency. There could have been some, that fell on justice. So it's, when I see the Devil, it's like it's unconscious behaviour. People that aren't aware. Ties that bind, chains that need breaking, patterns that don't serve us anymore, anything that leaves us feeling tied to the past, whether that be addictions, whether it be codependency, whether it be situations, they are asleep. They're naked, but they're asleep. They cannot actually see what is going on and what they are tied to. And that fell on the Justice card. So Justice has come in and actually used that sword to cut the ties with stuff that doesn't serve us. I don't see the Devil as a bad thing. And there's the Ace of Wands. So during this, I'm going to cut the chains of the Ten of Swords, of the past. I'm going to use this Justice card. There has been this healing, this new wand, this enlightenment in the solar plexus, this possible gift of divination that has come to the forth by overcoming the Devil, or not being distracted, because the Devil can come in many forms, shapes, distractions. And what you will find is it's when you're at your most peaceful. If something comes in when you're at your most peaceful and it causes indecisiveness in your headspace, then that is a distraction. 5 of Pentacles at the bottom. So not being seen, not being heard, not being paid enough, not being emotionally fulfilled, sitting in this energy of lack. But the sun's out, so there's a new dawn. But she's so woe me, she can't see it. But the 5 of Pentacles is an energy. The 5 of Pentacles isn't the 9 of Pentacles. She's asleep, she's relaxed, she's in her element. This one's upset, crying. There's not enough here. This is, like, I don't have this, I don't have that. There isn't any gratitude. And that's how we shift out of the energy of the 5 of Pentacles, is by being grateful for what we do have. When we sit and look at what we do have rather than what we don't, it instantly changes our vibration. Right, let's see what the Labyrinth fairies have to say. Love my little Labyrinth fairies. Let's give them a little shuffle. I'm going to do a message. I'm going to do a message from the Ravens. Gloominous loom. So that is the 5 of Pentacles. Let's get a couple. And on the poet. So that's like the Queen of Cups and Penelope the Dream Weaver. Let's get a couple. So this Ten of Swords could actually be like a defence mechanism, and I feel that's what I'm seeing with that glass dome. You know, like the rose in Beauty and the Beast that's been put in a glass dome to keep it alive. It's almost like the Ten of Swords has kept us, but like, you know, collectively in a glass dome, being too afraid to come out without realising that, you know, those Ten of Swords, whatever they were, served a purpose, whether we like it or not, whether we want to see it or not. The Singer of Courage at the bottom, and like I said this morning, I got 0808, so I don't know what that's about, but we got, okay, so we got Luminous Doom 56. Luminous Doom, self-defeat, self-pity, self-destruction, and taking care of ourselves. Here he is, look at his face. It's time to face the fact that our attitudes and beliefs about ourselves are our own. Hi, my darling. Can you hear me okay? We may have learned them from others, but others are not responsible for them in the here and now. We are. If we choose self-pity and pessimism, we make a choice to make our lives worse. When this card appears in a reading, it indicates that it is time. When the understanding that concept is especially important, a time when there is some sort of crunch in the situation that offers someone the opportunity to notice and change such self-destructive habits. Is it yourself? You know what you need to do. If it is someone else, you may wish to consider how you might support them in this opportunity for change. Can you make sure to give positive feedback at every appropriate opportunity? Can you refrain from nagging, scolding, or complaining at them when they get it wrong? These things help. Then we had On the Poet 29. I love him. Look at him. When Tom turns up in the reading, his presence suggests that youthful spirits and energy abound. This is a time to do exciting things and to tackle projects you've been wanting to do, which you perhaps felt you didn't have the time or energy. It may even be time to write about them, but you probably need to do them first. Tom shows up in readings for people who have a talent and inclination for writing poetry, adventure, fantasy, or anything else. Possibly the only thing he ever gets very serious about is his writing, and he will spend all the time he needs searching for the right word. Speaking and writing with conviction and sincerity, and the ability to persuade others are indicated by Tahon's present, along with an outpouring of ideas. You may also find yourself thinking about romance and deciding that you want more of it in your life. This doesn't necessarily mean looking for someone. It might well involve putting some romance or fizz into a relationship that has become overly routine. We then had Penelope the Dream Weaver, which is literally just before her. Now, this is manifesting energy. Seek visions and inspiration, which was divination. Be aware that they're often subtle and require close attention. Fantasies, dreams and daydreams are all places an inspirational fairy can contact us, But she can also pop in the unannounced in the midst of the most ordinary of activities, in the bath, washing your dishes or driving the car, or anywhere else that your mind is half occupied and running on idle. Pay special attention to unsought inspirations at this time. They have something wonderful to offer you, but it's up to us to catch them and bring them into reality. So yeah, it's about manifesting. And then we have Bogus the Bodak. Now I do believe that this guy is the saboteur, or that we sabotage ourselves. I think it's got a double meaning. And that could be the Ten of Swords. Meddling, tampering, sabotage, helpful fixing and order. Someone somewhere is meddling uninvited in the issue. It may be you or it may be somebody else. See if you can work out who it is and begin to untangle the messy web that they have woven of confusion and disorder and misunderstanding. Now that's the Ten of Swords, which was at the beginning. It's almost like, right, it would take great firmness to get this person to keep his sticky hands out of your affairs or keep yours out of theirs. The amount of tact you use in sorting this out is up to you. Both the Bodak type person doesn't usually notice hints. Remember, whoever it says they mean well, they may even believe that. But it's very hard to believe that the bogus bad results are always just an accident, as he insists. He may believe this, but we don't have to. The word sabotage comes to mind. If you don't want the bogus hanging around looking for ways, make sure you don't leave things in the wrong place or dangle any loose ends. He might find some things to do with them. And then number 8 was at the bottom, which is the Strength card, which is courage. The Singer of Courage. Here we go. Most people have decided by the age of 3 or 4 what they must do in order to survive. From this decision, this belief about how the world is, most of our fears and self-limitations grow. This is what we're transforming from. And this is the rebirth. I'm going to get them all out. And the reawakening. I can't pick it up. Here we go. From this decision, this belief about how the world is, most of our fears and self-limitations grow. Have we the courage to discover and break through these limiting beliefs, awaken to great possibilities and go for our objectives? We need to transcend our fears and accept the gift of courage. It's stepping out into the new. Fuck the self-sabotagers, the sabotagers, anybody who wants to meddling in your affairs, or self-sabotaging. Self-sabotaging by, and that is kind of like the devil. It's breaking the chains of self-sabotage, our own self-sabotage, by saying, I can't instead of I can. Waking up to the beautiful gifts that we have inside of us that are there, that are just waiting to come online. And, the bogus does turn up. When we transform within inside, Everything has to transform on the outside. We rebirth, and then what suited us yesterday doesn't suit us tomorrow. Can I close with some earth magic, please, on this beautiful full moon in Cancer, super moon? Oh, blimey. I got 2. How many did I get? 3. Spring equinox, rebirth. I don't even think I'm going to read that. It pretty much speaks for itself. It's the death of and the waking up of. Sanctuary, which is about going in the cave. And we've got the tree grounding. Bottom of the deck, we've got winter solstice, which is, it's the reflection, looking back at, this is where we're at. I mean, it's not, movement time. It's a time of being still. But the spring equinox is about rebirth. I'll just do a little bit of it because it has come up 1, 2, I think 3 times in the card anyway. You thought this passage you have been through would never end, just as certain that the light of the world fades every few months. It makes its return and the earth rejoices. The fresh breath of spring sweeps away the cobwebs acquired from the absence of the light. The light is now obviously increasing as nature begins to emerge in all her many forms, shapes, and colours that remind us of the continual cycles of Earth Mother. This cycle of rebirth you are experiencing follows a considerably challenging time. 10 of Swords. Any tears you may have shed have cleared the way for what has been gestating, which is now ripe and ready to emerge. That which no longer serves you needs to be put to rest so that a freshness and newness of spirit can make itself known. Sometimes birth can be painful, particularly in that passage just before delivery. Yet what emerges can be fresh and beautiful. Be with the emergence of this next cycle with faith, and grace. We have the cave, which I shall read, which is pretty much the hermit as well, but it's coming out of just sanctuary. Sanctuary. There is a quiet, still place inside of you that will always be available for sanctuary. Yet finding such a space in the natural world will enhance and complete this internal place of peace. Whether it's a cave, meadow, forest, seashore, or any other setting in nature, this is where you can see, hear, and feel the presence of the Creator in your surroundings. Let it become a temple for your heart and soul. Rather than having your computer, television, or any other human-made device or activity be your sanctuary, allow yourself to discover the perfect place in nature where you can simply be and breathe. Doing so bridges the connection between the internal and the external, facilitating a spiritual communion that allows your being to be aligned in dramatic and quiet reverie with all that is. In today's busy world, it becomes even more critical to set aside time for sanctuary, even if you have to schedule it. And then the tree, grounding. Da, 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 da. Whale, we had that the other day. I couldn't... You have been feeling scattered and spacey lately. You're not fully in your body, and that is because you have not been able to get grounded. This is quite literal in that your body is made of materials of earth. So when you feel disconnected from your body, you are inadvertently disconnected from earth. So get yourself grounded. You can do so quite simply with your feet firmly planted on the ground, whether you feel the etheric roots that extend into the earth. Follow your breath so that each time you exhale, you can imagine that the roots are growing even deeper. Each time you inhale, draw up the loving, nurturing power of Mother Earth. As soon as you have the chance, go outside and sit or stand with your back supported by a tree. Feel its solidness and integrity. It is simply being a tree. Breathe in the essence of the tree spirit and allow this to fill you up. Walk barefoot very slowly on the ground so you can maintain this connection. I'm sorry. I love you lots. Happy full moon.